It's that time of the year again. We have Black Friday coming up tomorrow, and we're rapidly approaching the holiday seasons. While we're all shopping for our loved ones and family, friends, us who do the recording and mixing thing also like to treat ourselves with some good deals. In this video, I'll be going through 5 of my most used plugins. It wouldn't surprise me if most of them are on some sort of a deal this weekend. And if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. And if you got any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. First off, we're starting with the plugin I use on almost every single track on every mix. And that is the FabFilter Pro Q2 EQ. It is not cheap by any standard, but I love working with it. So very easy to get a good sound. It's very flexible, sounds great, and it's very powerful. It has a lot of features that are awesome for mixing. You also have the visual representation of the frequency spectrum, so it makes it really easy to pinpoint stuff you might want to fix. You also have the MS mode, as well as easily switch it to a linear phase mode, which is awesome for especially for mastering. I got a quick demonstration of it coming up now, where I'll be using it on the drum butts, just to quickly show you how quick you can massively improve the overall drum sound. Next up is the Soundradics Auto Align plugin. Much like the FabFilter plugin, it is not at all cheap, but it's very useful. What I often use it for is fixing any phase issues I might have on drum tracks. You can use it for anything that's recorded on multiple channels at once, especially if you have both a mic'd guitar amp and a direct signal. And one thing to keep in mind with this one is the order you process your drum tracks is vital. To get the best results out of it, there's a page on the Soundradics homepage, which goes into detail how you can best use it on a drum track. This plugin is a real lifesaver and will keep you from going bonkers when you're trying to mix multi-mic'd drums in particular. Next up is the Native Instruments Transient Master. As you can guess, it's modeled on the SPL Transient Designer. There's one version that's included with Pro Tools. There's also a very good version of it that you can get from Plugin Alliance. The Native Instruments version is very good, and I think it is 50% off this weekend. Might want to grab that one. For those not familiar with it, it is a great plugin for drums especially, where you can use the controls to place the drums forward or a bit further back in the mix, increase the attack, remove some of the room sounds, or vice versa. And it's very useful, especially if you're using a lot of drum samples, which often is very lacking in attack. There's a quick demonstration on it on the snare track. Next up is one of my absolute favorite plugins. It's the Waves Renaissance Bass. And this one is very useful for adding in sub or bass harmonics to a signal. Very useful for toms, kick drum, bass, sometimes even vocals. If you have a very thin vocal, it can really help you out. And here's a quick little demonstration on a bass guitar. Last up is the Tune Track Superior Drummer 3, which in my opinion is the best drum software out there right now. Like Easy Drummer 2, it is fantastic for creating quick drum parts to use for tracking or mixing. Tracker part of the software is fantastic for creating MIDI out of recorded drums. And unlike most drum softwares, you have a lot more control over the individual sounds. For demonstrating this, I've used a MIDI track that I just found online. The MIDI itself is not well programmed at all, as there are no dynamics in it. But just a quick demonstration of the sounds you get stuck with the Superior Drummer 3. And for this example, I've gone for a very Phil Collins-like drum sound. Those are 5 of my favorite plugins at the moment, and I can wholeheartedly recommend them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.